Welcome to the MSAR pilot. This is the ERFO end user training. In this video, we will be covering part 3 using the portal. The end user training for the ERFO program is comprised of 3 main parts. Part 1 covered the MSAR overview. It provided information on the application itself and how it supports the different programs, as well as how to access and download the mobile app. Part 2 covered details on how to use the mobile app to submit DSRs, and Part 3 will be covering details on how to complete your DSR on the portal, and then how to submit it for approval. In this video, we are covering Part 3 using the portal. I would like to share some thoughts on where to get help for MSAR. The first point of contact is your supervisor. He or she has been trained on MSAR and has specific knowledge as to how the tool has been deployed to support the ERFO program. You may also access the MSAR support site, which is a public SharePoint site that contains FAQs, tips and tricks, and other very helpful information to help you get adjusted to the new system. Finally, if you have a technical issue or are still unable to find an answer to your question, you can send an email to msarsupport@dot.gov. The system administrators and application owners will be reviewing the email and will make sure to answer your questions as quickly as they possibly can. Here's the image of the MSAR system, and I know you've seen this in previous videos. We talked about how the mobile app interfaces with the server side or the portal. In today's video, we are going to be covering the portal side of the application. So we will be accessing the portal using a web browser, and it could be any of the popular web browsers that are recent within the last year or so. It could be Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, or Safari. And I'm going to show you how to access the data that you've entered in the system and how to run reports on it. Before getting too far, I want to make sure that you have some prerequisites before we continue, because I want to make sure that you can follow the video at different stages. One of the useful ways of using this video is to maybe get to a certain point and then pause the video and try things for yourself. So I just want to make sure that you have everything in place. The first thing is that you must have logged into the portal by now. And then the second thing is that you must have internet access and you must have a supported browser. If you have answered no to either of these questions, please go back and review Part 1, which is the MSAR overview and access, which will provide you details on how to get access to the portal. Before getting too far, I would like to show just a high-level cheat sheet that was shared with a recent group of folks for a recent disaster. So this is a cheat sheet for Texas and during some recent flooding. And the event that I'm going to be showing you during this video is called TX Flooding Event, and I am going to be users associated with the Forest Service. And I did want to mention that the report name is going to have a naming convention of facility number and site number. So for Route 233, this would be the third damage site on that route. And then, of course, you have the facility name, which is the University Boulevard, the number. And then, as we've directed in the previous video, when you're out in the fields using the mobile app, we suggest that you provide high-level repair estimates and associate those with your DSR. And during this segment of the video, we're going to take those high-level repair estimates and break them down into a little bit more detail. You can also attach supporting documentation like repair quotes, etc. Okay, so in the first part of this session, we're going to go through portal navigation and settings. I want to show you how the portal application is laid out so that you're familiar with the different sections and what you can do in those sections. And then we'll jump into personal settings, and I'll show you how to update your title or your phone, any other information that's personal to you. And then, of course, I'm going to show you how to search for records within the portal. This is the layout of the portal application, and I will show you the live application here in a second. But I wanted to go through these pieces first. In this top section of the application, you will see that this is the settings and search bar. On the left-hand side, you have the global search field. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to have your name, a setup link, and help and training. Now, depending on your level of access to the system, some of these links may be displayed or they may not be displayed. The other thing that you'll notice up here in the top right-hand corner of my screen is whether you're in a production environment or a sandbox. This is a training video with bogus data, so you'll notice that I am in a sandbox. In the next section down here, section number 2, this is the MSAR application tabs. So typically when you log into the application, you will access the home page, but then after that, you'll be able to click on these other tabs to get to the information that you're looking for. I will show you in this video what is on the different tabs, and I will also show you how to get information from within those tabs. This third section of the application is right here. This is called the application content section. And this section will change depending on what tab you have selected. So right here I've selected the home page, and this is the content that goes with the home page. As you see, I have a dashboard displayed, and I also have an approval items list down at the bottom. On the left-hand side, in this section, section number 4 is called the sidebar. Now this sidebar may or may not be displayed when you log in. There is a little button with an arrow at the top here, and you can click on it to display or hide that section. Now the sidebar is helpful because it contains custom links which will provide helpful information, and then it also contains your recycle bin. If you have deleted something by accident, you can most likely find it there if you look for it within a short period of time. Okay, so this is the application layout. Let's go through and take a look at a couple of things. I have logged into the application in the sandbox as a field user for Forest Service. As you can see, this is a welcome screen, and this is my name. And if you log in and you see a lot of information like this, you can simply click on this show and hide feed to collapse that section. Okay, so as you can see on the top, I do have the global navigation bar, and then if I click on my name, you can see that I have my profile, settings, and some other information, the ability to log out. I wanted to quickly go through the different tabs of the application before we get too far. The first tab is your home screen, which provides a dashboard and also allows you to see any items that you have to approve. Now, I am a field user, so I do not have any approval items below. The next tab has my events, and this is basically going to show me any events that are listed that I have access to. So anything that has been listed for the U.S. Forest Service are events that I can open up and take a look at. The next tab provides the DSRs and DDIR records, and I do have access to take a look at only the information that's available with my particular Forest Service. On the next section, I have the event dashboard, which basically displays the events and a map where I can see how things are listed. So if I take a look at this active event that I have in Texas, which is the one that I've been entering data for, I can see the different markers on where the data has been entered. On the next tab, I see a disaster dashboard. The disaster dashboard basically allows me to see events across multiple states or multiple locations. In my case, though, because I'm a field user, I only have access to very limited information for my agency. From a federal perspective, there's other users that can see disaster data across the entire U.S. And finally, I have my reports tab, which we will get to eventually. Okay, so let's go through and do a couple of things on the personal settings. The My Settings menu option allows me to change personal information and allows me to update certain settings like my approval routing and my language, personal information. It also allows me to customize the tabs that I just walked you through and also to turn on accessibility points. Let's take a quick look and see how that happens. So to change any settings, I'm going to click on my name at the top right corner and then click on My Settings. Here are some quick links on things that I can do, like change my password and edit my personal information, but I also have this navigation menu on the left. I personally like the navigation on the left because I can type a quick menu option up here, like Approver, and find what I'm looking for, or I can simply go through the drop-downs and see what I need to access. So under personal information, I can update, all of this information has been filled out for me, but I can update title, department, and division. You will find in your profile most of these fields have been set, except for maybe a phone number or a title. You can go ahead and fill that out and then click on the Save button. The next section that you will want to verify is your time zone. In this case, the Forest Service user was set with Eastern Daylight Time Zone, but I know that he or she is actually in Central. So you go through the process and then go ahead and select Central. Okay, and then we're going to click on Save. As you can see, my settings have now been saved. The next thing I want to show you is the display in layout. Under display and layout, I can customize my tabs. So in the event that, for example, when you log in, you don't see the reports tab or the dashboards tab, you can simply drag them from this available tabs box to the selected tabs box by highlighting the option and then clicking on the arrow. Then click Save. Okay, and the last section that I wanted to show you was on accessibility. If you would like to enable the colorblind palette for charts, or if you would like to enable accessibility mode, go ahead and check off those options and click on the Save button. Okay, now that we're done, I would like to show you a little bit on how to search for specific records. We have several ways to find information that we're looking for. The first way is to use the global search field at the top of the application. Please keep in mind that when you're using global search, you will see data across all sections of the application. So you might get a lot more data than you're expecting. You do need to know that you need to enter at least 3 characters for the search, and then you will want to use an asterisk for any partial search names that you enter. And just make sure that you don't enter the asterisk at the beginning of the search term. Let's take a look at how this works. In the application, I want to see all the information, all of the DSRs that have been entered for text.